Well, we have a quorum. So as soon as Matt sits down again, we can, it's 6:33 and we can call the meeting to order. Do we need to call roll or should we just go around and state our names?
We can do roll call. I'll just do that real quick. So that the list in front of me. CJ.
Here.
Matt. Crabtree.
Here. Can you hear me?
Oh, no, I can.
Oh, there you go. Okay, here.
All right. Melinda Ellswick.
Here.
Lauren Cooper.
Here.
Cash Parker.
Here.
Jason O'Brien.
Here.
All right. Helene Federici is absent. Dave Cuesta is absent. Eric Sampson is here. And Madeline Hinkfest.
Yes, I'm here.
All right.
All right. Kind of a bizarre echo there.
So yeah, if you happen not to be talking, I'd recommend muting your microphone, which I will do right now, just in case I'm the one that's.
Okay. He's the one that's echoing. I'm not muted at the moment because we'll go to our first item, which is approval of the minutes. Has everyone reviewed them and does anyone have any comments?
No comments. This is Jason O'Brien. I recommend move to approve minutes as is.
And I'll second. This is Cash.
And we'll all in favor say aye.
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 Let the record show it was unanimous. Then public forum, it doesn't look like we have any members of the public waiting from my side of the screen anyway.
I got nothing on my end either, so
Okay.
Good to go.
Then let's go on to the old business of the neighborhood mapping. I'm just wondering what kind of feedback we've been getting on, if any. Zero. Madeline?
Yeah, sorry, CJ's frozen, so I wasn't sure she was trying to say anything. But actually, so since last meeting, I'm going to share my screen so you guys can take a look at this. I was working with the GIS department, and I think I showed you guys this last time. They created this awesome map that took what Helene and CJ put together. And so this is an interactive map on our website. So I took this to the communications team, and I let them know that the next step was for HPC to get just feedback from stakeholders. And as a team, we discussed that we think that's a great idea and how we want to really promote that for the city and really launch a community engagement campaign and ask residents, you know, these are the neighborhood lines. This is these are the neighborhood boundaries. This is why we named them this. Do you agree? Do you disagree? And then also put the history out there and ask them if they would like to make any changes, if they have anything to add, if they want to submit any pictures, anything like that. So that is something that we're working on right now, just because we think that this could be an awesome map that Inglewood could have forever. That defines the neighborhoods, but we want to make sure that we get enough stakeholder feedback. So that's part one. So part two is last time Helene and CJ also discussed that they wanted some type of interactive storyboard. And so I reached out to our GIS department and I asked if they had anything like that. And they had a ton of fun with it. And they would like to make some type of website with all of your feedback and something, you know, everything that you guys want on there. So this is just the beta. This is just the very basic website. So it would be like Colorado or Englewood's neighborhood history. And then this is one of my favorite things. This was Broadway way back when, and this is Broadway today. So we could do some fun features like that. And then there's a mapping feature down here that after we do the survey, we could do fun, you know, interactive. They could click, and then a description and pictures and things like this will pop up for them to read about. And we could do that with neighborhoods also. So that is kind of where we are right now. Eric and I met about it earlier today. And so we just want to get your feedback, see what you guys think. We just think it's really important to get like full resident feedback before we, I guess, name all of the neighborhoods. So I can also go back to this.
Well, I really like that neighborhood history, especially the split screen. And
Yes.
There's certainly enough old photos.
Yeah, it's a good idea using the story maps because it's pretty straightforward, but has lots of fun stuff. And yeah, I mean, you can kind of go wild with that, like with that slider thing. You can do with, you know, maps too, kind of have overlay historic maps or aerial photos over it. So yeah, I'm really glad that they did that and that they were having fun with doing it.
Yeah, and this is just the basic. Everyone's put so much effort into all of the history. And so we want to make sure that it's displayed somewhere where people can interact.
Yeah, this is really fantastic. I like seen story maps a lot, so I think they're a really, really great tool. And it would be great if we could have one because it's just such a nice way to present the information and present the history in a more interactive way, so you can like really see it and engage with it. And I really like what they've done here. So thanks to them.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks really cool. What about, so I guess it's a little hard to do a, like a town hall public forum type thing about this right now. But what about a virtual one?
Yeah, that's actually, oh, I'm echoing, sorry. That was one of the options on our list to engage the community. So that's in the toolbox.
Well, and I think we could use things like Nextdoor and so on to also get the community engaged. I really think the more interactive it can be, the more interesting people will find it. And it's a way to get people more excited about their own neighborhoods and their city's history.
Exactly. Anything that's more interactive is just easier to process. So any other feedback? Anything? Do you guys like this? Do you want more, you know, places in neighborhoods? I know that the team is definitely looking for more feedback, or just feedback from the committee on what direction to go, or if this is the right direction.
I really like the sliding photos, just because I think, again, it's a way to really easily see, you know, interact with the history. And I think that would probably be one of the like easiest ways to go, if you will, just because we probably have a lot of historic photos and it's easy enough just to go out and from the exact same position. And then I think the map is good. I think for that, it will be important for us to gather more information to feed into that map. So yeah, I guess from that, what I'm saying is like, I think that the photos are great, would be the easy piece. And then the map maybe is just more in depth and will require more information and more work. But I think there's a lot we can do with that too. Maybe like have some sort of like sliding kind of, I don't know, sliding timeline where it shows how Inglewood's boundaries changed over time, or maybe how like development changed over time. Like we could get some aerial photographs and kind of like lay those one on top of the other so you can see how the city grew. Just some thoughts.
That.
Yeah, I would agree with those. And yeah, kind of for things to populate the map, perhaps some low-hanging fruit. They've got, like one there's Inglewood Civic Center, but we could add things like what's listed on the national and state registers, and then looking forward to our local, when we finally get to locally landmark properties, those be something pretty easy to kind of add on, where people can kind of see what's designated out there kind of in a nice view. And we'd already kind of have that information, so it'd be easy once we again start landmarking things, and also our current nominated listed properties.
That sounds great.
Well, and I wonder if in the neighborhood map there could be a link, for instance, that when you click on your neighborhood, it takes you to the storyboard with more detail about your neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be cool? Would it be possible, Madeline, that the historic landmarks have a special color coding or something?
I'm sure that they can make that happen. Yes. I shouldn't say yes, but I'm almost positive that
is possible.
Would be something that they could figure out how to do.
Mm-hmm.
Any other comments?
I think we can all agree we like it.
Okay, that sounds great. Well, Eric, I believe the next steps that we discussed in order to get this off the ground for the community engagement effort would be for everyone to review the historic document that Helene sent out, I think, last meeting, and just take a look at it, approve it or not. And then I think we're going to add something to the agenda next month so we can make a motion to approve, just so in the community engagement efforts, we can say, HPC approved this and put all of this together. So.
Yep, and yeah, just to kind of go over, review the information that Helene had provided on that document, and think about if that's the kind of criteria that you want to see, and when we talk about historic neighborhoods and things like that. So when we go to the neighborhood outreach portion of the project, we know how to guide questions to get the responses and then the criteria that we kind of want to look for, and the type of material that we want to be able to add to these, both the map and the historic page items. So keep that in mind when you're reviewing this, and then we can have kind of a big discussion about this at our next meeting in February.
Quick question. Can you resend that document or put it on the drive? Because I just looked through and I don't have it in my email. So
as I can send that out to everybody as staff liaison, I'll check with Madeline to make sure I have the most recent copy of that, and then I will forward that out to you guys tomorrow or Friday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's move on then to the survey grant application. Did anybody gather any letters of support?
So I want to give kudos to CJ because she's returned 4 to me. So that is really helpful, from various folks, kind of cover the people she got stuff back, covered a good amount of ground too for their involvement with the city. So that was really good. I had that from last time, that list. I think I had 3 people on there. I lost my list, but I remembered 2 and sent them out. I have not had responses yet. So I guess myself, I haven't had any letters yet. So right now it's leaning on CJ's footwork. So I don't know if other people had stuff.
CJ here. I asked Mayor Linda Olson, because she's also my council person, and she said she had to go to the lawyer for the city of Inglewood to do something like this. Eric, do you know anything about this? Why it has to be?
Probably conflict of interest stuff. I'm assuming, because this is like, because you're on HPC, you're not allowed to go in front of, say, council to promote a project that you might have a conflict of interest in, being on the Historical Preservation Board. So I'm considering it's kind of like that, except she's mayor. So there's probably a whole lot more of legal stuff that they need to maybe work through before that happens. That's me shooting and taking a stab in the dark at that. I'm not 100%, but that's what I'm assuming.
I have no idea how asking for a grant is conflict of interest. Okay. So haven't heard from her, because when did we ask for these, Jason? 3-4 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, thereabouts. And I guess kind of on that note, I think with like the 4 you have, and then if we're able to have somebody like the mayor or somebody like the city manager, I think if we get a letter from one of those, then that would be a really good solid collection to move forward with. We don't have to like flood the SHF folks with letters of support. It's kind of more about demonstrating that there is support, and from various areas of the people, different involvement with the city and stuff. So I think if we get something like mayor or city manager or somebody like that, then we'd have out of the, if it's just those 5, that would be a really solid collection to submit. That's usually about the amount of letters of support we see when we review grants, is kind of about that level. Sometimes people bring in a lot more, or there's people who fail to get much, but kind of 5 with a collection of folks, I think would look really good. And then I think that would basically make us, we'd basically be set for finally submitting the application, which would just be, again, kind of figuring out with Eric, since the city would be applying, but we have that draft of most of the information that would go in there. Then there'd just be some details about the city and things like that would go in there. And otherwise, so I think with the those letters, and like I said, if we can get just one more that really anchors it, then we'd be set to start filling that out and submit to SHF.
Well, can you hear me? So, because I was thinking one that I sent, the 2 that hopefully you have, is one is the Chamber of Commerce, David Carroll, and the other one is Diane Ray Tomaso, which I was really impressed with. Matt, have you created a letter from the Historic Society?
Matt seems to have dropped off,
Oh, okay.
because I was going to ask him, there's some activist types in our neighborhood that I'm not too sure we should be speaking to, actually, but maybe if Matt gets back, we can ask him again.
Who else do you feel, Jason? Just those 2, the city manager and the mayor?
Oh, one or the other, or both, or I think you bring up a good point. The Historical Society would be a nice one to have in the pocket too, since there a lot of crossover with this work. But yeah, otherwise, I think, again, just maybe those other ones will be set to go to finally get this submitted.
Although,
So-
since Matt is the president of the Historical Society, he probably can't do it. That would be another conflict of interest, but we could certainly get somebody like Doug Cohn or Paul Skaczynski or somebody to contribute if
I'll send
CJ
a
hasn't
letter.
already talked to him.
I'll send a letter to Paul and then, but Jason, have we already reached out to the city manager? Because I didn't.
No, that's one thing I wanted to ask. Well, Eric, the best kind of way to do that.
I can definitely reach out to the city manager if you'd like. I kind of had a question just out of curiosity because I haven't come across this before. How often is it that you guys see like the mayor or the city manager put in like a letter of support for something that's going to be, like, a grant like this that would be, benefiting the city that they work for? I'm just thinking about potential legal conflicts, just because I'm not familiar with with the territory in this respect.
Yeah, we see that. I wouldn't say it's all the time, but we see that. We also see kind of similar positions like the chair of the Board of County Commissioners and things like that. For if it's a county applying, we'll see them pretty often, and
Okay.
kind of folks like that. But certainly, if there's any heartburn on their part, or for legal things or whatnot, that's okay too. I mean, we could again have a pretty good collection and going. So those ones would be nice, but yeah, if it doesn't work out, that's okay.
Okay, I'll go ahead and reach out and see what the response is and let you guys know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See, Matt's back. Matt. Now we can ask him whether we could get a letter of support from someone on the Historic Preservation Society. It would probably not be you.
It could not be me. That is correct. But Paul could. So I'll reach out to Paul and see if he can write something up.
Okay.
And yeah, again, with that template, that's just kind of help people start out, but they're free to write whatever they want. We want them to put in their words why they support it, but that template's just kind of get people started.
Matt, do you have the template there? Because I could send what I've sent out to other people to Paul.
Oh, we have the template attached to our agenda for tonight.
Yeah, no, I'm just asking.
I see it here. Is that what you sent out to the other people, CJ?
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. All right. Yeah. No, I'll send this over to Paul.
Okay. And hopefully we can have everything ready to go by next month and ready to submit our grant application.
Yay!
Yay. Progress, yes. All right, onward then. How's it going with the Scarrett House? Has anything happened? Oh, yes.
Yes. CJ, do you want to go ahead or would you like me to?
Oh, since you're so dang articulate, I'll let you go ahead.
Well, thank you. I've put together the nomination and the continuation sheets. I'm a little bit later with it than I wanted to be, but they are in our shared Google Drive. And I can also send them out to everyone. I was just hoping for, any feedback or comments on them that people might have. I did a lot of research with the help of CJ and Doug Cohn, and I think it's a good nomination, you know, some good information in there. But if there's anything that is incorrect, or a lot of you all know more about Inglewood history than I do, so if you have anything to add, please feel free to let me know or to put it in there. And the only thing that's missing from the nomination are the maps, the photographs, and then citations. And those I plan on putting together over the next month. And then my thought is that maybe we can, you know, vote on approving the nomination at the next meeting, because I'll let CJ elaborate on when she talked to the owners. So we got good news from them.
Thank you. Did not have my paper with me, sorry. So Dr. Greg Mortimer is the Family Wellness Center chiropractor. I talked to the business manager, Shannon Tripp, and they said, most definitely, this is awesome. They were concerned about easements from Denver Preservation Inc., which I think are there now that I looked through your paperwork. And I'm not kidding. If you guys want to know about Inglewood history, read Lauren's thing. She took from so many different sources that Doug gave us that it just flows beautifully. Just so you guys know.
And one thing I'll add about the easements is I reached out to someone at the Colorado Historical Foundation, which is different from Colorado Preservation Inc. History Colorado. I reached out to them to ask about the easements because they're the ones that typically handle them. And I haven't heard anything back, but I hope to soon. And I will let everyone know when we can kind of move forward with whatever information we get.
Thank you again, Lauren. Lots of wonderful work.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. I'm so glad the owners of the building are on board with it too. I mean, we wouldn't want to do a hostile designation, but, you know, but that they find it exciting, that's good. All right, new business.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can I note something real quick? I was looking on website, and so it looks like the easement on the scared house is actually held by Historic Denver Inc. So they typically, most of their stuff is, you know, within the city limits, but they do have some things that are outside. So it looks like they, in 2015, oh, nope, sorry, 2005, I added a one there, but they placed a preservation easement on it.
Nice. Thanks, Jason. I guess I'll reach out to them and see, you know, what that easement means and what that means for landmarking the property, if anything. So, thank you.
Thanks, Lauren.
Well, and if we start by designating it as a Inglewood landmark, and then we can apply for a state designation, because it's not on that list either for some reason. Yay! Well done, all. Yeah. All right, new business. I checked, and yes, we did have elections of officers in January of last year, because Lauren had served as chair for 2 years, which is what the maximum is. And I'd been the vice chair for 2 years. So, and it's been 1 year since Jason and I have been in those positions. So it's time for another election.
Repeat, repeat, repeat.
Yeah, I guess on, people's thoughts, I would definitely be willing to be vice chair again. I guess I would, for chair, that's something, I would have considered, but I'm currently the only National and State Register historian at History Colorado right now. So
Wow.
the next 2-3 months are going to be a lot because I have the entire state as my responsibility. So it's kind of just timing of, I don't want to drop any balls on that because other things, but certainly would be willing to be vice chair again.
Melinda.
Yeah, Melinda, are you willing to continue providing your stewardship?
Yeah, I'm.
Yay!
I should point out that 4 of us. Let's see, the CJ, Lauren, Matt, and I our appointments will expire in July
What?
unless we reapply.
Oops. Okay.
Yeah. But I suppose we can reapply.
How do we do that?
And if the city decides whether they're not going to reappoint us, then you'll have to elect somebody else.
So this is CJ. I nominate for chair Melinda Ellswick and for vice chair Jason O'Brien. Yeah.
I'll second that.
You beat me to it.
I don't know whether Jason and I should vote.
Oh, well, that's a good question.
Well, all right.
I think it's okay. I think that's okay.
It is? All right.
Yeah, you can vote. Yeah.
I guess she can't run the election though, can she?
No, she cannot. So
So this is-
I think
this is-
And Lauren, were you the second on that?
Yes, she was.
Okay, thank you.
So someone else has to run it because I did the move, right?
yeah, I think Eric, can you do that?
Do a roll call.
Not roll call, but just a vote, or
Oh, sure.
I don't know what the process is.
Ask
Okay,
for the
so-
vote.
Okay, so
One at a
we've had
time, I
discussion,
suppose.
For election of officers, and we've nominated Melinda as chair and Jason as vice chair for 2021. And then CJ made a motion to approve. We had the second by Lauren. So all in favor of Melinda remaining chair and Jason remaining vice chair. Let's go ahead and I will do a roll call vote on this just so we can have it on the official record. CJ.
Yes.
Matt.
Yes.
Melinda.
Yes.
Lauren.
Yes.
Cash.
Yes.
Jason.
Yes.
Okay. And again, Helene is absent. So motion passes. All right. You guys are our
Yay!
captains for another year.
Okay, the proposed edits to 16.611. I did not add this to the agenda, so Eric, what's it about?
That's me.
Yeah.
So basically, I don't know if you had heard, but the city attorney, Allison, is no longer with Inglewood. She took a job with the city of Lakewood.
Oh
So-
my gosh.
Yeah. So for the Title 16 rewrites for the HPC section of the code, I actually have a meeting with the city attorney's office next Thursday. And so I will be meeting with the interim city attorney to go over that language. And so we'll have a report back to you on that by February. So I wanted to give you an update on that. And so far, yeah, it's moving forward.
Great.
I was
Thanks.
afraid they were just going to say, oh, no, you can't do any of that.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay, that's good news. Staff's choice. That was your choice, huh?
Yep, I don't have anything in addition.
Commissioners.
Is
Don't have
this is
anything?
CJ, is anyone doing the Saving Places Historic Conference? Because I did not know who to RSVP to, and then I realized, well, I have to work during most of it, but I think it's going to be recorded. Does anybody, anyway?
I was planning on doing some of them.
Did you
Lauren,
get it
where-
registered before the, well, not the deadline, but before the discount deadline, or no? I'm sure you can register straight up to any day.
Yeah, and we have that money in the budget too for HPC to attend something like that. So if you're interested in attending some of those classes, let me know. And we'll make sure to reimburse you out of the budget. Also, if someone has the Saving Places info, could you forward that to me? Because I usually get their updates and things like that, but I haven't heard anything about this year's get together or conference. So if someone could forward that to me, that would be wonderful.
Where the dickens is it? I got a mailer is why I brought it up.
Yeah, I got a mailer, but I got an email also.
Oh, good. Okay, I'll let you forward it then.
Okay, yeah.
I put the website there in the chat, Eric.
Gosh, where's the chat? I see it. I see it. I see it.
Ah, perfect. Thank you.
Ah,
Can everybody see everybody at once, or only when people are talking they bounce up?
I
I
can see
currently
it.
see everybody at once.
Huh.
It depends
Now
on the
I'm
view
gonna
you have.
figure out how to do that. Okay.
So again, just on that, if you are interested in going or attending some of the virtual sessions, let me know, and we can work that out with the budget.
okay.
And just like shoot me an email or something.
If that topic's closed, I've got, I guess, a question and a comment to share. Is there any
Yep.
others? Okay. My question is, at the past couple of meetings, we talked about writing a letter of support for preserving what's left of the
Cinderella.
building.
Yes.
Wondering if that's gone anywhere. I know we were waiting to get information on the city, I think, but I didn't talk about that.
Yeah, well, and I was instructed to rewrite it a little bit and add a little more history, which I did, and then I meant actually to put it on the agenda for this meeting, and forgot until after I'd already sent the agenda. And I can forward it around to all of you. If I guess we still have meeting time left, if we'd like to do that now.
Just to hop in, I think that might be better as an agenda item.
Okay.
But it was
So we
already,
can get that document out ahead of time.
Yeah.
is
Okay.
there any way we could do it before the next meeting? Because things might be moving along.
Well, unless we have a special meeting, which
Can't we just send it out email to everybody? No?
No, that's there's quorum issues with that.
Okay, we'll put it in the. I have to tell you, I was. I got a call from my brother-in-law who lives in Idaho now, but he's from Colorado Springs originally, and we were at the time working on our edits to 16.611, and So he was like, am I interrupting you? And, and I said, no, I'm working on this, to, about designating landmarks and stuff. And he pops up with, I hope you're going to designate Cinderella City. Because he remembers Cinderella City. So he remembers being lost there and, losing your car and all of those things. But, and I told him, well, the little bit of it that's left, yeah, we were thinking about that. So that was just an out of the blue comment from.
Okay. So with the letter of support, to CJ's point, Eric, what options do we have to vote on that? We can't do that now because it's not part of the official record, right?
Right. So, yeah, that's what I would recommend at the next meeting, is that everyone have a draft of that letter reviewed, and if there's any changes to be made, we can make those changes. And then I think we should do a vote on approving the language of the letter, and then just making it a formal next step part of the process.
I'm sure there's another way to do this.
Meeting between now and February's meeting,
I didn't
just in order to approve the letter.
say that one more time, Lauren. You kind of broke up.
Oh, sorry. Can we have hold a special meeting between now and February, or February's meeting, to vote on the letter and send it out early?
I'm with you, Lauren.
Yeah, I think that's possible.
Yeah, I'd be there too.
Well,
Even if it was
which
just
is why I,
It has to be 2
I'm
weeks
wondering
from
why
now
I can't forward it around to everybody tonight, and it's just part of Commissioner's choice.
because it's a commission action, I think.
it is a commission action.
Oh, okay.
Now, Eric, what are we running into here? The Sunshine Law, right? Open meeting law?
Yes.
Is that what we're running into?
Yep.
If the information is put on the record as a part of the minutes, and Melinda were to email you the letter, and then you disseminate the letter to everybody else and put it as part of the record of the meeting, would that suffice?
That sounds semi-possible. Cash, do you have any insight on that?
So what you're saying is, I'm sorry, say that again, Matt.
Okay, so what we're trying to avoid here is a conversation off the record.
Right. Over email.
And obviously, yeah. So an ex parte type, I think, would be appropriate. Ex parte communication. So the to prevent that from happening and maintain accessibility to the information that occurred at the meeting, if Melinda were to email to Eric and Eric were to put as part of the record of the meeting in the minutes, I don't know if that's possible with the city, the way they do their minutes, but and then send it out equally to everybody on the commission. Do you think that, I don't know, there's something that doesn't feel right here.
Yeah, because I think the problem is you're trying to insert something into the minutes for this meeting that weren't in it, that weren't approved beforehand, right? Right.
Yeah.
Look, if it sounds like a special meeting would take a very short amount of time if we have to do that.
But it has to be 2 weeks from now, right?
No.
It could be any time. It could be any time.
It can be what, 3 days?
I can't.
3 days?
We have to do public notice requirements, so I think it needs to be at least a week.
So we have to do a week. So let's look at our calendars next week. Are people available Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Oh, wait, you said a week. Are people available Wednesday, Thursday, Friday?
Wednesday would be my preferred.
I could do Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wednesday would work.
I have to work till 7. Is there any chance we could do it at 7:10 and I could do it on the phone like we just did?
Yeah, I have something else Wednesday, but if it's gonna be truly like a 20-minute thing, like it sounds like, I can probably break away from that to do it at the 7 o'clock hour.
20, let's say 10 minutes.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I don't know,
Even-
especially if everyone has seen it beforehand.
Right?
Perfect.
So, right. All right, so Eric, I will send you a draft agenda for that special meeting. And a copy of and the draft of the letter.
Okay.
And then you can publish it as a and well, let's hope you can do it, right? If say I do have the ability to set up Zoom meetings, but
Yeah,
you have to be on the record with them. So
let me ask you guys, since I don't think I was at the meeting where this happened, when you guys had that other special session to kind of go through this Title 16 language that we did that Saturday, did you guys make a motion to have that special meeting?
Well,
I don't recall, but I would expect that would probably be the right process.
Okay, but let's do that just to be on the safe side.
so moves, CJ.
So, all right, well, let's flesh out the motion.
Okay, CJ,
so you're gonna,
CJ's motion is that we have a special meeting on Wednesday. Good golly, you guys, what day is that? Wednesday, the January 27th at 7 p.m. via, is it have to be Teams, right? Right.
if I need to record the meeting, so Teams would work best for me.
Okay, Teams, via Teams for review and editing suggestion to move forward on our letter of recommendation for, what do we call that, City Center?
yeah.
Okay, period. If you ask me to repeat it,
I'll
ask me
second.
to repeat it.
That's good. That's good.
I'll second.
There is a second, all right. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Unanimous?
Unanimous.
While we're on the topic, I'll quickly let you know that I have been talking with Josh Goldstein on the progress with the video and kind of the presentation. So it's moving along. Been a few little road bumps along the way, but it is progressing. I haven't seen anything yet, but expect, actually when I talked to him just a couple nights ago, he said he was quite deep in getting things done. So it would probably be good to align our letter of support and somehow with his actions of presentation, because I think he's going to be presenting this to council and presenting it to the city. So it'd be kind of interesting to think about, aligning those two to be together on this.
It's hard for me to support something if he doesn't send it to us first.
Fair point. That is a valid point, actually. So we would want to see the presentation prior to
The presentation.
yeah, presentation. Thank you.
Well, and I think we can make that an agenda item so that we can, he's not held to 5 minutes as a public comment, but can take what time it needs. So if you think he'll be ready by next month.
I'm talking with him pretty regularly at this point to kind of help through things. So I will ask him when he expects to be done with it. If he wants to do the initial presentation to the commission, or how he wants to handle that.
Okay.
Is he allowed to, since he's a citizen, to just send that out to all of us anyway on it as an individual citizen person?
He's allowed to do whatever he would like with that, yes. Why?
Well, I was just thinking if he wanted to present to the city before we have our meeting.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he could email any number of us or all of us. I don't think there's any, if it's a member of the public, correct me if I'm wrong, Eric, but if it's a member of the public reaching out to us as a whole or individually, there are no, obviously, I mean, there's no restrictions on the open meetings law at that point, just as though it becomes part of the record at some point.
Yep.
And all we would be kind of doing is our letter go at the same time as his presentation, right, Matt?
I suppose that's the initial thought. Maybe there's another way that we can accomplish this. In whatever fashion we decide to proceed with this, you know, I do want to show Josh our support and want to get the most, I guess, leverage out of, you know, Josh has his presentation, his abilities, his focus on this. Of course, we are, you know, officially part of the city, so being able to leverage those two together and in the best way, however we decide to do that, I think would probably be the best show of force for getting this information out there.
Good point.
So I guess something we can think about, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, and assuming we like his presentation, then the same realize that the city council is going to get it in a virtual presentation, just you know, in a virtual meeting. So it isn't like we would stand in front of them and say, and here's our letter of support. But
yeah, you would as a speaker stand in front of them and read the letter.
That's, yeah. Basically, I mean, we would say attend the council meeting where he's presenting and then add our support. Okay. That, well, and getting on the agenda of the council is a whole nother sometimes difficult thing to do. So
Yeah.
Well, Matt, if you can advise Josh to make sure to keep Melinda in contact, maybe when he goes to present, would that be possible?
Yeah, I'd like to see where he's at with it, and how he's feeling about the presentation. I know his goal and motivation is to get it out as soon as possible, and it's taken longer than, for a few little reasons, taken a little bit longer than expected, I guess. But I'll see if he can reach out to you, Melinda, with any information once he has it. Of course, I can also provide an update to you too as to what our conversation was.
okay. We'll look forward to that. All right, I believe we have come to the end of our agenda.
Is that special meeting, did we agree, is it going to be at 7:30 next Wednesday?
I said 7.
That's fine. Either one's fine.
Okay.
Oh, I say, would 7:30 work better for you?
Yeah, 7:30.
No, either, it's up to you. Either one's fine with me.
I didn't
Probably
want
really better for
You'll
me.
get an agenda and a copy of the letter ahead of time, so you can have your comments ready. And I'll get that out to you, Eric, tomorrow,
Okay.
that agenda.
Yep. I think all the materials for that special meeting would be due by noon tomorrow. So.
Do
Okay.
it now. Do it now.
Well, I just might.
Just FYI, just so.
Thank you.
I have to go let the cat in first, all right? Does somebody want to move, we adjourn?
And I thought we didn't have to do that anymore, but okay, so
I guess
moved.
we don't,
Thank you.
yeah.
All right, well, so I have CJ. Do I have a second?
Second.
Matt? All right.
And I believe we're all in favor.
Yeah, we don't have a vote.
Aye.
I think it's just a second.
All right, so meeting adjourned at 7:28.
Good for us.
Everybody have a good evening.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah,
Take
thanks,
care.
everybody.
Eric, real quick question, when it's recorded, how do I watch it?